All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Have No Pity.
Dyer's
I'm
band.
here casting an RD2L replay match. This is going to be Enigmas with Attitude versus Princess Jellyfish. I'm actually
Radiant's
casting from a
band.
replay. Their CVAC was good enough to get a bunch of replays and suggestions from people on Games
Dyer's
to Cast,
band.
so here we are. And I'm going to jump right into it. I'm solo casting today, which I don't normally do, but hey, you know, it's good to practice. And I'm trying to drink coffee at the same time because it's Sunday morning.
10 seconds.
All right,
to
so
go.
first up we have Enigmas with Attitude banning out the Veno and the Death Prophet.
Radiant's
This is
band.
banning out those pushing lineups. Those wards are really annoying. Death Prophet mid is always extremely strong. Meanwhile, Princess Jellyfish goes more with
Dyer's pick.
the strength bans. They ban out the Alchemist
Radiant's
and
pick.
the Bristleback. And immediately we see a Timbersaw pickup. So this guy was really big for a while, kind of has dropped off a little bit in favor of heroes like Clock and things like that. But he's still a great hero, and in the right hands, if he starts to snowball, he becomes unkillable and just a pure damage machine. Jellyfish is going to have to think about this one. They go with the Pugna. There you go. So Jellyfish
Radiant's pick.
obviously likes the pushing lineups. Either that or Enigmas with Attitude just guessed really well. So the Pugna pickup, this hero is great for pushing. You can put him mid, you can put him as a support, you can put him as your farmer, which is usually what a lot of teams like Navi have done in the past. Just a really strong, versatile hero, and he, you know, the bane of any Intel hero's
10 seconds
existence,
to go.
honestly.
5 seconds.
All right, so who are they going to pair with this? Do you think they're going to get their support?
Reserve
And I
time.
say, do you think? I'm used to having a co-caster here who is not here. So let me close this. I think. I mean, oh, okay. So they're going to go with a Slark. This is
Dyer's pick.
interesting. I didn't expect this. So they are kind of showing their hand a little early. Slark is a wonderful roaming ganking hero, but he's a snowball hero. If he doesn't get his farm, if he gets behind in levels, he becomes very weak. And also, if the other team starts to 5-man, he's very weak because he excels in jumping in,
10
bursting down a
seconds to
hero,
go.
and getting out. With the rework of his ult, now it
5
only lasts
seconds.
4 seconds, but you can't be seen by anything except for Bloodseeker. Fun fact.
Reserve
So-
time.
He becomes, I'd say, pretty effective in his get in, get out role, but now, you know, it's not, 30 seconds or whatever it was before. It was some really long time of invisibility, basically, that you could see through. By the way, as I'm casting this, I'd like to give a shout out to all the RD2L casters. Everyone's done a really good job this season, honestly. Chicago Ted obviously was busy with a lot of other things, but CVAC stepped up, a bunch of other guys helping out. I was actually pretty slow at the end of the
Dyer's
season.
band.
This season was a little harder than the other ones as far as casting games because all the games happened at the exact same time, which better for players, better for captains, harder for casters.
Radiant's band.
So we see the Visage pickup here. This is a great tri-lane support.
Dyer's
The
band.
slow, along with the early easy nuke, very useful. We see Jellyfish banning out the OD. I'm actually surprised that NWA didn't pick up the OD because he lanes extremely well against Pugna.
10
Or against
seconds
any
to
mid they're
go.
going to put out there. But we see the
Radiant's
Abaddon
band.
and the Shadow Shaman band. The Shadow Shaman band for more pushing, I assume. The Abaddon, just a really strong support. We saw him a
Radiant's
lot, and then
pick.
people kind of stopped picking him. We see the
Dyer's
Viper
pick.
band, so again, they want to take out a strong mid
Radiant's
by
pick.
Princess Jellyfish, followed by the Crystal Main pickup. Great mana aura, great tri-lane hero, just a good support. If you ever don't know what to pick up, Crystal Main is usually pretty good. Her only weakness is she's very slow and has a very short initiation range. But that's okay. You can account for that with something else. And then we see the Mirana pickup. This is going to be, I'm guessing, it could
10
be a
seconds to
farming
go.
Mirana. They'd want to get something to combo this stun with, I assume.
5
Or it could be a
seconds.
mid Mirana. I think she does okay against Pugna. She has Leap, which is nice to get away from his
Reserve
Decrep
time.
combo.
Wind Ranger at your service.
And the Windrunner. So
Dyer's
this is going to be a farming Slark, I assume. You know, people could play this anyway, but I assume Windrunner is going to be in the off lane, or probably an off lane. You're going to see
Radiant's
Pugna mid, Slark farming with Crystal Main support. And we see the Bane pickup. This is extremely obvious and extremely strong. So you see the Visage slow into the Bane sleep, into the Mirana arrow, into the Brain Sap, and the Visage nuke. That's pretty much a dead
10
hero.
seconds to go.
And honestly, Jellyfish doesn't have a lot of CC right now.
5 seconds.
They have Crystal Maidens, and CC is crowd control for anyone that is new to this style of game.
Reserve
So Crystal
time.
Maiden has her freeze, which is great. Very good
Dyer's
CC.
Bane.
But Slark, has a latch, but that's not anything amazing.
Radiant's Pit.
And it doesn't stun. So we see the Bane out and the Rubik Bane out. The Rubik Bane out is because stealing arrow, stealing Mirana's ult, which is actually very hard to do, because she usually comes out of it with a Starfall or something. Or the big thing is stealing Bane's sleep, or not sleep, what do they call it? His ultimate. Really good thing to do. Jellyfish is going to have to think about this one now. I'm not
10
sure.
seconds to go.
I assume they're looking for another support. They're going to want, I would suggest like a
5
Lion or a
seconds.
Lina. I'd go with Lion because he has 2 nice crowd controls, and it's going to help them in that tri lane.
Reserve time.
They could go aggressive and leave Windrunner against the tri lane, which would be fine. Honestly, she'd do fine. Actually, both these teams are set up to do quite well. NWA still needs their mid, I assume. Especially with that Bane pickup, you'd assume that Mirana will be in the tri lane. And now we wait. The Doom ban out is good because Slark and Pugna are both very susceptible to Doom. Actually, all these heroes are, but if you get a Doom on Slark, he becomes... all of his cute little jump in, jump out, invis, purge is all gone. So, I actually don't know if you hit Slark's purge before you Doom, if it purges off. I assume it doesn't, because most of the time, this is kind of the general rule of thumb, I think, as far as Dota goes. If it's an ultimate, it doesn't normally get purged by common purges, like Bloodseeker's ultimate. You can't purge that with like a Diffusal or something like that. So what's it going to be from Terrandism? He's got 10 seconds
to
left.
go.
He's thinking. And the Lycan. He does want a jungler, so
Dyer's pick.
he might. This might not be a jungle Lycan, actually, but I'd assume it is. Which is, if it is, that'll put Crystal Maiden and Slark in a defensive dual lane against Visage, Bane, Mirana. That's going to be really hard for the CM and Slark. He's got Leap, he'll be able to get away, but they're both extremely weak
10
heroes.
seconds to go.
And Crystal Maiden only has that one lockdown.
5 seconds.
So instead, we might see the Wind Ranger in that tri lane with a Lycan off lane, using his wolves to get the last
Reserve
hits.
time.
That's possible. Although Timbersaw should be able to take care of those really quick. What are you going to see from NWA for their mid lane? That is the question of the hour. Or at least of this 10 minutes. We shall see. We shall see. "45 seconds left." A lot of times, if you have a lot of extra time for your last pick, you just use it to talk. It's very good to plan out, okay, who's going to buy this? Who's going to go here? This is the time to do it. You have free time on the clock. And I'm curious to see if Jellyfish is going to lane this Lycan as an offlaner. And because, having the extra stun and nuke in the dual lane, or make it a tri lane, would be good. And they run the Beastmaster mid. All right. This was really common a long, long time ago. And then, like, when I say a long time, I mean back when I was playing Dota 1. You get the nice Roar really fast. Roar is really good for taking down anyone that has a BKB, honestly. Probably for the Lycan. Kind of just a good hero. Not a lot of people use him because it's hard to he needs levels, honestly, and it's hard to fit him into mid as a melee with, he's got a nice nuke, but it's pretty mana heavy, so.
10 seconds to go.
So we'll see what these guys decide to do.
5 seconds.
I don't know. So let's take a look. On the Dire, we have Blackula playing Barana. What is that?
Places.
Gidra. Gidra playing the Timbersaw. We have the Visage playing by Lizzie Hale. We have Taylor Swift, Psych Tint Taylor Swift playing the Bane. And Ice Cube, baby, going mid. Or, I guess, Running Bear. I see what they did there. And for the Radiant, we have Charlemagne going mid as Slark. He's not going to go mid. I don't know what I'm saying. Dick Nose, the Crystal Maiden, going to faithfully ward. We have definitely up in the off lane. We have Windrunner. And
30 seconds to go.
We have Terranism in the woods, either jungling or laning. They might go with Slark mid. Pugna's top. I actually don't know how this lane is going to work. I could be completely wrong here. The lanes for the Dire for NWA are very obvious, but they are going to dual lane this.
The game is on.
Excuse me. I'm not sure what they expect to get out of dual lanes versus jungling the Lycan, but I guess you get a little more safety with that Windrunner. Although she's not going to die. No, interesting question. So I want to finish this coffee before it gets cold. So mid we definitely have the Slark facing up against the Ice Cube. This is not what I expected to see here. Bottom, we have the dual lane. Interesting dual lane. Psych-10 is coming in. I should say Taylor Swift. That's his. We got the sleep. There's the arrow. Hits. Sleep is actually juggled, which actually turns out to be really bad. And they're going to get Terranism.
First blood, folks.
So the reason that was a bad sleep juggle, and you can't know this, and he's going to go down too. It's going to be a double kill. Oh, no. He's going to get out.
For everything.
The reason that was a bad juggle is because the juggle's only good if the arrow misses. Since the arrow hit there, they actually just end up disabling two heroes. And it's very hard to know. He would have had to look up, see where the arrow is coming, and most of the time that's just a reaction. They do cancel the Clarity, but she's at full mana anyway, so it's not really a big deal. If you take a look at last hits, not a lot to tell right there, so I'm not going to get into it. That's just difference in lane pushing, honestly. The top lane, Timbersaw versus the Windrunner and Pugna. This, honestly, if they can get a Shackle, a Blast, and a Decrep, it's going to do nothing. I mean, no. It could do something, but Reactive Armor is going to make him so strong in this lane. And I actually don't know what he's going first. Yep, he has one in Reactive Armor, one in Chain. Mid, this is going to be just kind of a farm fest for these two heroes. Neither of them's going to kill the other. It's going to be a pretty passive early game, I think, other than that first little arrow. They're going to try to keep going for it. They get the sleep, but they're not going to go for the arrow. It's not a good situation for that. The CM is off trying to pull, but geez, we got blocking wards everywhere from the Dire. Not everywhere, one place, but it's there. And they cancel. Oh, Taylor Swift's not in a good position. Does he have a tree to eat through? He can eat through, but he chooses not to. If the CM was here, he'd be dead. But the CM is desperately trying to get something out of the jungle. And they end up basically... It's kind of strange, actually. They end up basically soloing the Lycan. And if he gets slept, he's just dead. The CM looked like she wanted to try to start getting some levels herself through some pulls. But she's a level 1. It's going to take her quite a while to get useful, staying out of lane like that. Mid, It looks like the advantage is 10 and 5, 10 and 5, dead even, dead even. Although there's an extra wave going out, so I think these two waves, I think this wave and this wave match each other. So really, Slark's up by one last hit. Meanwhile, the farmers, I guess they're giving the farm to Windrunner. So Windrunner at 16, 17 for Blackula. So really a pretty even game. I think the difference is going to come to the support levels, which you haven't really seen yet. Haven't really seen it manifest itself. So we see a rotation through the jungle. They know that the CM is here. They have the ward, so she knows to back, which is very good. Good warding is important. But they can block these camps, and they really should just... Oh, there you go. They're going to block it with sentries. I was going to say they can just stand there and block them. And this is going to get harder and harder for CM to stay in the jungle. She's low enough level. She's level 2, so she really can't be that effective in lane. She can kind of just be helpful. Versus level 3s. Oh, he's only level 2, too. I guess she's okay. I'd like to see these guys keep pressure on the bottom lane because this guy is supposed to be one of their farming carry heroes, and they should be able to shut him down 100%. I mean, right now he has 3 last hits, which is the same as the Crystal Maiden. So they've done a great job with that. Meanwhile, top lane, we see the ward go down. I haven't looked at this lane very much because I honestly don't expect Princess to be able to do a lot against Jidra. There's just... Reactive armor just gives you so much regen. And we see him, he's tanking a lot, but he's got 6 stacks up on reactive armor. They're trying to get a little damage on this tower here. I missed the last hit. That's a shame. And now we start to see the last hits jump up for the Mirana. We see another ward go down. He's just trying to slow down this Timbersaw. But the Timbersaw sees the ward and cuts down the trees to get to it. Or they were already down, so he's going to be able to get in there. They get the Shackle, though. Are they going to be able to burst him down? No, there's no mana left for these heroes. And actually, he's going to do quite a bit of damage. They do have the power shot. Oh, it's almost enough. He gets down to about 50 hit points, but then immediately pops this avenue. He's going to be fine. We see Crystal Maiden jungling. Probably the right decision. She's got a magic stick. It's a good thing. And Terranism's going to have to go to the jungle here. I still wonder why they didn't jungle him originally. The lane setup was still a little confusing to me, and he might pay for this. Taylor Swift's going to rotate in. He's going to see him. He's going to get a sleep. He gets the immediate sleep. Mirana's not there. She gets a leap. There comes the long-range arrow. Is it going to be a 5-second arrow? Oh, he almost walks into it. He gets a slow from the Visage. He might go down here. Actually, he's got a good amount of movement speed. I forgot he's Lycan, so he's going to get away. If that arrow had hit, that was going to be a 4.5 or a 5-second arrow. It was a good try. We see the immediate smoke. They need to be careful. There's a ward there, but they're going to try to get mid here. Try to shut down the farm of the Slark, which I think is a great idea. He does have his ult up, so it's going to be hard to kill him. And they know this. They just rotate bottom. Slark picks up a double damage in his bottle. Oh, they're going to go for the CM. Oh, they're going to get her too. The smoke pops. They see her. Sleep. Nope, no sleep. Just a brain sap. Just dead. CM goes down. It's going to be a hard game for her. I'm saying it right now. Blackula against Terranism. Terranism with not just 9 last hits, and it's not his fault, honestly. So I personally blame the lane setup a little bit, but he just, he's laning against a kill lane as a Lycan with no escape. He's getting some good last hits with his wolves. This is really good. He's not going to be able to jungle because of all the wards. Oh, and this is going to be it for Charlemagne. He's going to have to ult, and he can't. He already ulted. So he's just going to go down here. Brain Sap is not up. In fact, he's out of mana, so this is going to be a little hard. They get the slow. He leaps away. He might get out here. Now he gets the movement speed from the Slark bullshitness. I'm just going to call it right now. Lupin. Mirana doesn't have an arrow. No mana. He's going to be able to get away. Lucky guy. 1 brain sap would have gotten him. Meanwhile, top, we see picking away at the full health Jidra. Surprise, surprise. We see the last hits from Mirana skyrocketing. I'm going to take a look at the graphs in just a second. The XP graph, actually pretty even. NWA was up, but then they started roaming. But the gold graph, 1,000 ahead for NWA. Not a lot, but it's only 8 minutes in. And we've only seen Did I miss some other kills? I must have. What have I been doing on that? Oh, he's going to get a timber chain. I thought he was frozen before he got that out. Oh, we get the speed by Windrunner, and it should be enough. She's got a power shot, but it's not enough to kill her. Oh, no, the chain comes out. The bullshit shackle does not hit. We get a blast. Pugna, he's going to go down. Oh, but Pugna goes down as well from the Visage. No, from the Timbersaw, excuse me. And I think Windrunner's going to pay for it. The Roar is there, and she's going to go down.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
So that's a 2-for-1 trade there. 2 for Princess, and then 1 for
Dire's
NWA.
top tower, you know the drill.
Make that 2. Yeah, too deep.
Ring.
Make that 3, I mean. So 2-5 right now. Unfortunate fight top. I kind of missed the beginning of it. I don't know why it started as it did. Blackula's just farming his heart out down here. 50 last hits compared to the 26 of Lycan. So doubling
Missing
one of their
middle.
carries. Windrunner's the other farmer, and she's only got 29. So this guy's going to get scary. And he's got a Midas. He has crazy last hits and a Midas. This game is going to be hard. But exciting. And that's what we're all about at RD2L, excitement. So we see the Axis come out. He's pretty low on mana. He's got his 1 charge in his bottle, but Slark, full mana, got his ultimate up, got his free heart ready all the time. Top lane, we see Jidra starting to push out a little bit. Never mind. Pugna's able to blast it back. I will say this lane almost impossible to push into. You got the ward of Pugna goes up. That means you can't use any real big spells. Or you can, but you're going to pay for it. And the Pugna blast combined with the Windrunner and a mech coming. Only 400 away. We see the blast come out. A decrep before the blast would have been perfect. It would have hit it, and then Windrunner would have been able to follow up. We see the Chink come in. He is going aggressive. And the Shackle does hit. Matasaur is going to have to back up. He should decrep here and blast. Oh, no, he's not able to get the blast. He's thinking about it. Oh, man, how much reactive armor does this guy have? 3 in reactive armor. This is just hard to deal with. 59 last hits for the Mirana. We go to bottom lane again. Terranism fighting valiantly, I will say. Only died once, I believe, which is only that early death. Mirana's picking away at him. He does not have enough mana for his ult, so he's a little low on escapability. I'm surprised Pugna hasn't been able to take out this tower yet. I guess he's going to a Timbersaw with reactive armor, but it's hard to push him back. Charmanges is kind of farming mid here, picking away. This is a Slark that's trying to snowball, honestly. He's just trying to get last hits and hopefully carry his team to victory in the mid game, which unfortunately for him, the mid game is approaching. It's time. It's time, my friend. Top, they're able to destroy the tower. Jidra's going to have to back up. Doing pretty well. Just so tanky. And they're going to keep pushing this in. They need to force a rotation on the bottom, and I think that's what they're going to try to do here. We have 2 mid. Crystal Maiden is mid, but they've seen her, and they're going to be able to back out. I really need a cough button. I wonder if they make that for actually, I'm sure they do. Next purchase for next season. I think next season I'm not going to captain. I'm instead just going to cast because, honestly, captaining is very difficult. It's thankless. My teams have been awesome, too, as far as people go, and still, it's just like difficult to deal with, especially when you're not a great Dota player like me. We see the mech up on Windrunner. There's going to be 5 mid. They know they have to go. And actually, this rotation is perfectly timed. They're able to descend on this tower at a great time. No one's in position. They're going to trade bottom for it, however. So they lose a little bit of control over their jungle in exchange for losing that TP spot in power mid. And they're going to keep going. I mean, they have Pugna. Unfortunately, he's out of mana. But he has enough for his ward. We see them coming in from 3 sides here. The triple pincher. The arrow goes out, and it's going to miss Crystal Maiden. That's good for her. They're going to back out here. Jidra is going to rotate around. He's got to leave the top lane now. And now we start to see some rotations forced by this Pugna. And this is very important for this point of the game. They really need to put pressure. Windrunner and Pugna need to put pressure on towers so that the other team has to respond. If they're not forcing the other team to respond, We see the roar go out, and Dick knows, oh, she's just dead, and then it comes in. But the Tyrannus is going to be able to get in. Takes down Blackula. That's a big kill. Slark's in there, beaten away. He's going to have a pounce soon. They might be able to get Jidra. He's going to have another assault. He has another assault, but the pounce comes out. The Purge comes out, and they're going to be able to get him, but Charlemagne might pay. He's going to die to Ice Cube. I never thought I'd say that. They get a slow and Taylor Swift, but this is bad. Tyrannus has got to rotate. Timbersaw buys back, so I think he wants to get a kill here. He's able to get this chain down on Glory Hole, and that's going to be a lot of damage. Sinkhole, not Glory Hole. What did I just say?
Could you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. Terranism's running back. So they did force a buyback there, and they got a lot of kills. I think it was about a 2 for 2 or maybe a 3 for 2. We see Blackula rotating around. He could blind arrow this. It's unlikely that he'd hit. Oh man! All right, so we got Taylor Swift warding high ground. I like that ward a lot. This is the next big battle point is right here. It's gonna be where the action happens. Oh, I didn't even see that. How did she get Crystal Maiden? What is she doing there? Blackula pretty confident.
Mid-tower's getting banged
Leaps up, but Pugna's there. He's going to get a decrep at least. There's the decrep. Blackula's leap is still on cooldown. Are they going to be able to get him, though? They don't have the CC to hold him down. They don't have a tower to go there, too. We got 4 rotating in. It's going to be a 3v4 fight at the bottom. Charlemagne will be able to leap in here. He'll probably be able to get the kill, but they might pay for it with the rest of their team. He misses the leap, but she's able to get an arrow off that misses. The arrow misses, but it's now a 3v3 fight bottom. Well, with all the beasts, it's more like a 7v3. We get the leap in that misses again. Poor guy. He's going to purge to try to get rid of the sleep that was coming. Sleep does not come. Timbersault's there, so now it's a 4v3 again. But they're actually going to back off here. And Taylor Swift is out a little far. If he gets leaped on, he could just get blown up. Not blown up. We see Sinkhole pushing mid.
Radiant's top tower.
And there's going to be 4 bottom, 1 mid. They get the ward down to watch for the Mirana ulti in, which is probably not going to happen right now, but it could.
Radiant's
oh, actually, she didn't level it,
hits.
so there is no Mirana ult to worry about. So, all right, we can see the last hits. They're way ahead. If we take a look at net worth, top of the charts, the Midas, of course. We get the, sorry, hold that thought. We get the Roar on Charlemagne, but he's able to purge off the Roar, so you can purge the Roar. There's the answer to that. Slark immediately takes down Taylor Swift. Ice Cube might go down here, too. We get the purge by Slark. They're chasing him down. We get the CM ulti is hitting nothing. Oh, wait, nope. It was hitting Blackula. I missed that. So there you go. Big plays. 2 people dead. Out of position. I don't know what Blackula is doing back there. Able to get the kills, and that's big for them. They're now 8 and 9. We can keep looking. Net worth, you can all of a sudden see Slark jumps up, which is huge. Take a look at the gold. Gold graph started to come back. It got all the way down to 2,500. XP graph is now in their favor, and that's a good thing when you have a Pugna, honestly. They're able to get the ward there, which I guess was for, I actually don't know who that was for. Oh, I guess the Wolves? No, weird word. And this is great for them because they have a Pugna, and
just couldn't save that bottom tower.
if they're even right now, they're really ahead. Because at any point, they can just blow up a tower. I don't even know how many decreps it takes to kill one, but he only has level 3. Imagine when he gets level 9, which he almost has, and gets a level 4 decrep. Not decrep, Nether Blast. And what is NWA going to do? They're going to ward up, and they're going to arrow in to hit the Roshan. But it looks like Princess knows. They actually don't have a ward, so they might not know. It looks like they're just going to sit in the jungle. They might be able to sneak a Roshan here. I didn't want to look at my back. I want to look at gold per minute. Gold per minute, you can kind of see. Still up there, but the GPM is staying pretty high for the other 3 on Princess. And no, they don't know about this Roshan. No ward is going to pick it out. It's going to die. And who are they going to give it to? They're Mirana, of course. And there come the Wolves. Some free gold. Free gold. Immediately, Taylor Swift rotates out, trying to get a sleep on anyone who's foolish enough to be too close. The arrow comes through to no avail. And now I think they're going to push now. They need to try to fight against this. They have the better carry in
Dire's
Marana,
top
and they
tower,
have...
You know the drill.
Uh-oh. Taylor Swift is way too far out. Way too far out. I don't know what he was doing. Immediately goes down. They have no tower here. That's kind of scary. The leap does latch, but he's able to pull out of it. I didn't know that would yank you out of a latch. Interesting. But as I was saying, they have probably a better carry in Marana over the Lycan. Lycan can get pretty big in the end, but Marana can do a lot of damage. And they've got the Timbersaw, who, if he can get going... Sorry, I almost clicked on the glyph. If he can get going is a nice thing. But the mid-game fight potential of this Pugna, Windrunner for her wonderful latches, and this guy, the X Factor over here, 5-1. And we see the towers starting to go down. One more outer tower remaining for NWA, and it's honestly, it's probably going to go down right here. Blackula has to back up, obviously, and this is going to be the end of their jungle control. If Princess plays this correctly, they'll be able to take complete control of the jungle and just starve them out. They have, I've seen it so many times with the Pugna. You can't fight into the Nether Ward, honestly. So once you have control of the outer towers, you just Nether Ward up and starve them. They don't have Marana ult here, and it looks like... I think Princess does not want to fight. It looks like they're backing. So back they go. But I will say, I'm very impressed. The early game and honestly the lane decisions, in my opinion, were not the best for Princess, but they've been able to turn it around. Honestly, the Pugna and the rotations finally by Slark, able to make a lot happen. And creating space for this this Lycan to farm up a little bit. He still has no kills, but 6 assists. He's going, what is this, a Basher? I forget what that builds.
Bad shape.
Oh, no, it doesn't build a Basher. It builds a Necro Book? Yes? Yes? So maybe. So, they're going to take down this top tower. Looks like Princess is not going to be able to respond, but they don't really care. I mean, they care. They should have been in a better position to respond to that. It's kind of an obvious tower to take, but this is the least important tower on the map for Princess.
One last top tower for the Radiant.
Because when you lose this tower, you gain not a lot. You gain a TP point to get into the jungle, but other than that, I mean, wait, there's nowhere to go here. This is a freaking wall of trees. We're going to see them keep pushing. This might be a mistake. Princess not really in position, but they do have the fortification. Dicknose takes a... What is that, a 5-second arrow? Yeah, but Charlemagne leaps right in the middle. He's able to take down Terraswap immediately. The Pugna Ward's there just doing work. Hale's going to go down. We get a double shackle by Ice Cube and Gidra. They're both just going to melt. We see the Pugna there doing work. He might go down anyways. The Pugna does go down. Slightly bad positioning. They don't have it. Oh, good chain to get out of there. Blackula's still alive. And honestly, these two right here, incredibly lucky to get out alive. That was a great engagement. The arrow took out the Crystal Maiden, but they're still able to dump up the Pugna Ward, and that is why people pick Pugna. This mid-game presence. You can't fight into a Pugna Ward, especially with a Visage, who's just going to spam out that nuke. Every time he hits that nuke, well, how much damage does he take? That nuke does 6 souls times 65 is 3,900 soul damage plus 20, so that's 4,200 damage times how much on the Nether Ward? 420 damage times 1.75. That's like 800 damage without the reduction, I think, if I'm correct. If he has full souls and he hits this, that's 800 damage on him. That's like, that'll kill him. Well, minus the armor reduction and everything like that. And I'm going to check that next fight. I don't know how my math works out. It's just off the top of my head. So now we see Princess kind of honestly taking a decent lead here. And again, the reason is because of the mid-game fight potential. We see the smoke up. This is a great decision. They're going to try to rotate in, affect the jungle, and probably take this top tower. Let's sort this correctly. There we go. And we see the rotate in. Birds do not pop the smoke. We have 2 people here. They're going to see Jidra. They're going to get Jidra. He's going to get frozen as he tries to chain. Nope, he's going to chain out of the freeze. No, he doesn't have any mana. But meanwhile, mid, they're going to be able to take out Tail Swift yet again. Guy's got to be more careful with his positioning. Dick knows I would like to see a 4-staff or something on this guy. They need some initiation lockdown. But her ultimate is up. We see pushing into the base, and with the Pugna, holy damage. I should have held it. But they do finish up the Necro. I was right. It does build a Necro book. See? It's like I've played Dota before. So, we see again, I don't know, what's the net worth on... Mirana's net worth is great, but she's died a few times. Let's take a look at kills. 7-1 on the Slark, followed by 4-2 on the Beastmaster, and Mirana is 2-3. So it's the kills that are telling the story. Slark is able to stay alive, get some kills. Let's go to top. They're going to take this tower. It's going to be very hard to defend. It's pretty high health, honestly, so it could be worse for them.
Dyer's top tower, you know the drill.
Dyer's top tower. So, gonna get a blast on it. Boom! There goes a 6 of its health. And they have to back up a little bit, but just that. I mean, you just got a 6 of its health down. There's no tree in the game, and they're gonna run ult in, but I think the Lycan Wolf saw it. Maybe. Oh, the CM still out of position, though. Oh, she gets a freeze. There's a ward there. They're gonna get the bolt out. CM, great ult. Great ult. Somehow the Pugna Ward doing work. They get the Taylor Swift is at full health because of the Brain Sap, but it's still holding a full thing on Terrorism. Terrorism lives. They're able to get 2 kills there. Lizzie Hale's going to get shackled. That's going to be a team wipe. They try to focus the Lycan, but they don't take out the supporters, and they call GG. And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Great team fights mid-game by Tianism. His team Princess. That was something. They were able to get in there and just blow people up. So there you have it. That game we see the strength of the Pugna, the interesting lane decisions that ended up working out fine. Lycan was very patient in the bottom lane, only dying once, which is very good. Not quite enough pressure put on by NWA, honestly. They should have forced kills or Lycan to just leave the bottom. They got good farm on their carry, on the Mirana. But some poor positioning by the supports. Not a lot. Honestly, it was pretty well played by both teams. Some poor positioning, followed by just some engagements that they weren't ready for. They engaged into the Pugna Ward twice and got wiped twice. So, anyways, that's going to be it for this RD2L Rewind cast of Princess versus NWA. I am Have No Pity. If you like the casts, try to follow me on Twitch. And I'm going to actually get ready to cast a live game if the Dota 2 network comes up again. So, thank you, everyone. I will hopefully see you guys next time.